Okay, everybody, hello. Welcome to the B1 Masterclass for today. We are going to be looking at monologues today, ways to give a monologue for the Cambridge exam in an effective way. We will look at how to organize what you say and how to speak using extended language, okay? So let's get started. What are we going to learn? How can we give examples of monologues effectively? So what do we have to do to give a monologue? How can we do the monologue effectively? How do we start the monologue? What grammar should we use? What connectors do we need to use? We will look at an example of a monologue, and then we will look at how to practice, okay? We have Mikel with us today. Mikel, you are going to give an example of the monologue when we have seen the examples, okay? So, what do we have to do? The monologue is called the long turn. You need to describe the image for 1 minute. They will give you a picture, a photograph. You speak alone for 1 minute about the photograph. The instruction you are given is this. Now, I would like you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph and I would like you to talk about it. Candidate A, person on the left, here is your photograph. It shows, and they will give you a topic. It shows people doing the sport. It shows people eating. It shows people shopping. It shows people learning new things, for example. Now, what they would do is, Mikel, sorry, could you turn off your microphone for a moment?
¿Me escuchas?
Yes. Okay, sorry. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at how to give the monologue effectively. The monologue needs to be an organized answer. You need to organize your answer. Yeah. 1 second, Miguel, I'm just going to turn off your microphone because it's you can hear it. Okay, sorry, just 1 second. There we are. Thank you. Sorry about that, Miguel. You can put it on now. So, how can we do the monologue effectively? Simply, the monologue needs to be an organized answer in which you describe the picture for 1 minute. You must give extended stretches of language, not just short phrases. You cannot say, there is a man, he is walking, there is a dog, there is a bug. It's too short, you need to extend. You must give relevant contributions. Only say things that are relevant to the topic. Si te dicen que el tema es la ropa, la moda, no puedes hablar de nada que no tenga que ver con lo que llevan puesto. Si dicen que el tema es el deporte, pues hablas sobre las cosas en la imagen relacionadas con el deporte. Si ves una ardilla en la parte de atrás, pues no tiene nada que ver y no lo dices. Right. You use some complex grammar. La mayoría de lo que dices es gramática sencilla. There is, there are, I can see, we can see, they are talking, they are walking. Sin embargo, hay que utilizar algo de gramática compleja, ¿vale? Y veremos lo que hay. We need to use connectors, use different connectors, minimum 5 different ones. You must not hesitate. So do not say, you need to avoid it. And you need to have little repetition, ¿ok? Algunas palabras, por supuesto, hay que repetir. The, and, por ejemplo. Pero es que hay que evitar la repetición. Si dices lo mismo, lo mismo, lo mismo, pues eso no es bueno. Un ejemplo sería, there is a man. He is wearing a jacket. He is wearing shoes. He is wearing a jumper. He is wearing a hat. There is a woman. She is wearing a coat. She is wearing... Es demasiado básico, es repetitivo. That's it. How do we start the monologue? It is a good idea to address the topic. Así que no empiezas con la imagen, empieces con el tema que os han dado. te han dado el tema, que es la ropa, la moda, el deporte, lo que sea. Demuestras que entiendes el tema. In other words, you address the question. So you would say, the image shows people doing sport. The images shows people speaking. In the picture, I can see someone who is learning English. So we say what the topic is. Remember, you must only say things that are relevant to the question. Solamente la cosa es relevante de la pregunta, ¿vale? Al tema. Si no tiene nada que ver con el tema, es mejor evitarlo. Si lo mencionas para justificar algo, pues sí, está bien. Pero que no te pongas a hablar sobre lo que ves en la parte de atrás si el tema no va sobre eso. Good thing to do is to be aware of the different prepositions you need to be using. Be careful with the prepositions, they change. You have in the center of the photograph, at the top of the photograph, at the bottom, on the right, on the left. You can point to the image, but you need to use these types of prepositions. So what grammar do we need to use? We will use simple grammar. There is an error. Use simple grammar structures, and you will also use complex grammar. No hay que utilizar mucha gramática compleja, ¿eh? 1, 2, 3 frases, pero es que hay que utilizar algo. Aunque falles, aunque no lo digas bien, hay que intentarlo. Si no lo intentas, no llegamos a nivel 20. So we could use a passive. We can say where the photo is. This photo was taken in the park, in the library, at school, in a house, inside, outside, in a restaurant, for example. We can use relative clauses to talk about actions, what the people are doing. Siempre hay personas que están haciendo algo. Lo que tienes que hacer es decir lo que están haciendo. Utilizamos el continuo, pero con un relative clause. There is a man who is walking. There are 2 people who are doing sport. We need to use modal verbs to speculate. They might be happy. They could be tired, for example. We could say maybe, perhaps, or what we think could be the case. Maybe they are doing an exam. Perhaps they are learning English. We could also use an adverb, probably. They are probably listening to music. They are probably studying for an exam. No pongas probably al principio en la frase. Tiene que ir ahí, después del auxiliar, antes de ing. We can use comparatives. It is better than. We can use the first conditional. If they do more sport, they will get fit, for example. And we can also give our opinion in a more complex way. Instead of, in my opinion, you can say, I reckon, it seems to me, the way I see it, I would say. La gramática no es muy compleja, pero cuentan como estructuras complejas. Y hay que meter 1, 2 o 3 distintas estructuras, ¿vale? Aunque lo digas mal, hay que intentarlo. So what connectors do we need to use? We need to use connectors for 3 reasons. To give examples, give reasons, show contrast. So we could say, such as, like, for example. You could give reasons, because, as, since, or contrast, whereas, but, however. We will also use ones like and, in addition, to add information. The key is to use different ones. Do not say, for example, because, but, for example, because, but. It's too simple, so be careful with that. Now, let's look at an example question. As I told you, they give you an instruction, they give you an image, and you speak alone about the image. So let's see how it works. They would say, now I would like you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph, and I would like you to talk about it. Candidate A, Miguel, for example, here is your photograph. It shows people learning a language. Candidate B, person to the right, you just listen. Miguel, please tell us what you can see in the photograph. Okay, en un momento, Miguel, voy a pedir que lo hagas, ¿vale? Pero vamos a ver un ejemplo primero. What you need to do is you need to talk alone about the image. Si es el caso que te atascas, no sabes qué decir, tenemos backup prompts. En realidad no quieres que te hagan estas preguntas. Que te pregunte, pues eso sí te atascas y para ayudarte, pero no quieres que te ayuden, quieres hacerlo sin más. Pero si no sabes lo que decir, van a señalar y van a decir, talk about the people, talk about the place, talk about other things in the photograph, simplemente para que cumplas. Hay que recordar que es 1 minuto más o menos, así que no hay mucho tiempo, pero hay que organizar lo que dices para poder meter los contenidos. So let's look at an example answer. We have a man and 2 women who are studying, aren't they? So we will look at an example answer for B1. See how it works. A perfect answer. This is the level of the answer. It needs to be said fluently and in a controlled manner. Así que con fluidez, en plan que no pases todo el tiempo haciendo y controlled, en plan evitas la repetición. Este es el tipo de nivel, ¿vale? No tiene que ser así de perfecto porque esto es en plan para sacar una nota sobresaliente, pero tiene que acercarse a esto. So, the image shows 3 people who are learning a language. The photo was taken in a library, or it might be a classroom. There are 3 students who are studying together. They could be doing a test. There are 2 tablets on the table, so maybe they are using technology to practice, or perhaps they are doing an online course. In the background, I can see books on some bookshelves. The people are not speaking, but they are learning together. I reckon it is better to learn in a group than to study alone. If I learn a language in the future, I will sign up to a group with a native teacher because it is easier to learn like that. Okay? So, what we need to do is you need to give an answer like this kind of level. If you have extra time, imagínate que el examen lo dice, tienes que seguir, que no has llenado el minuto. Simplemente das tu opinión sobre lo que ves. Das tu opinión sobre aprender idiomas, ¿vale? Now, this is the type of level. De ningún modo digo que tiene que ser exactamente así, pero lo que tienes que hacer es meter algo de gramática compleja y que respondas al tema utilizando la imagen. El tema es people learning a language. No tiene importancia la ropa que llevan, ¿vale? Hay que pensar en la cosa que tiene importancia. Ya está. So, Miguel, it's your turn. Can you please turn on your microphone? And you're going to have a go. Okay. Do you need some help? I will help you, Miguel. Yeah, it's okay. I will help you.
Okay, ahora.
Yes. Now, let's see. Here is the image. You speak
Yes.
1 minute, okay?
Let me see. I think this picture was taken in a school library. These students are studying online because I see 2 laptops and a lot dictionary. They are a lot concentrated. It's possible is a little exam for learning level they have. In the center, in the background, I see a lot book, and in the right, I see a people I don't know is teacher or another classmate. The man in the left is seen a lot concentrate. The woman in the right is a little sad because it's possible I don't have what put in the sum.
Okay, and if you think you are finished, you can simply use a discourse marker, and that's it. And that's all. Okay, Miguel, what you said was good. You used some complex grammar. This photo was taken in a school, for example. We used relative clauses. There are some people who are learning together. They are using tablets or a laptop. It doesn't really matter which one you say. There are tablets, but you can say laptop. It might be a laptop, for example. And you also use modal verbs. It's good. Be careful with pronunciation. You need to mark the S, okay? Books, tablets, okay? To make sure it's there like that. Now, Miguel's answer was very valid. B1, it was good. Try to use probably. They are probably doing an exam. They are probably learning online. They are probably listening to the teacher. Probably just means what you think could be happening. We don't know exactly, so we are speculating about it, okay? Good answer, Miguel. I liked it. Now, let's look at how we can practice this task. How can we do it? The best way to practice a monologue is to read and listen to examples. So you read answers and you listen to the answers. Then what you need to do is create a template. Think of the grammar you want to use. Always use the same grammar and the connectors you will use. Always use the same connectors. Si tenemos un esquema, es muy fácil porque nos sale más suelto. Simplemente lo ajustamos a la imagen y fuera. You need to look at example questions. Si entiendes el tipo de pregunta, el tipo de tema que te van a hacer, puedes estudiar vocabulario adecuado para el tema. You need to practice on your own. Simplemente practicando, viendo una imagen, una persona haciendo algo y hablas sobre lo que están haciendo. Puedes coger una foto como esta, lo que sea, y simplemente hablar sobre ello.
Yeah.
Then a good thing to do is to record your own voice and then listen back. Si te grabas la voz, escuchas con un reloj, un cronómetro, sabes que lo haces durante un minuto o no. Después, cuando lo escuchas, vas a notar los fallos que tienes, cuando dudas, cuando haces y también cuando te repites. The next thing is to practice with a speaking partner. In our course, you have an example of this in each unit. Hay 8 ejemplos en el curso, así que lo que podéis hacer es practicarlos, lo hacéis a solas, lo haréis grabando la voz y también escuchando y también con un compañero de estudio. Simplemente practicar con alguien y ya está. So, that's how to practice. So what have we seen today? We have looked at how to give a monologue effectively. You need to organize your answer. You need to use complex grammar. You need to speak for 1 minute about a photo. Which connectors can we use? We saw you need to use different connectors, 5 different connectors, really. Hay un masterclass que va sobre cohesive devices, conectores, debéis revisarlo, debéis escucharlo, porque eso viene muy bien, saber utilizarlos de forma ágil.
Ayuda.
Exactamente. No hace falta utilizar todas que sabes, no, utilizas una muestra de las que sabes, pero las que te sientes cómodo utilizándolas. You need to use some complex grammar. So, the passive, conditional, modal verbs, relative clauses. Yo diría 3 estructuras está bien. Aunque no lo digas 100% bien, lo has intentado y eso sí que te va a aumentar la nota. Then, we look at how to practice. You can listen and read examples. Si quieres ejemplos, lo podéis escuchar en esta clase o en YouTube hay un montón de ejemplos. También se puede escuchar. Escuchamos ejemplos y revisamos. Después practicamos a solas, grabándonos la voz y también con nuestro compañero de estudio y así mejoramos. ¿Ok? So, question time. Miquel, do you have any questions about monologue?
Yes.
Ya.
Bueno, a un monólogo no.
Después, pues lo haremos después de la grabación.
Sorry.
No, nada, tranquilo, que lo hablamos después de la grabación y ya resolvemos todas las dudas.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So if you have any questions, send me a WhatsApp to this number and also you could send me an email, okay? Si cualquier duda me envías un mensaje.
Okay.
El horario en la clase los viernes por la mañana está aquí, ¿vale? Pero también en septiembre empezamos por la tarde, los viernes que grabamos las clases otra vez, así que se puede asistir por la tarde también.
Vale.
That's it. Then we are finished with the recording.